Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Cam the Artisan. You're watching Beneath the Surface on Surface Town. Get lit, you dig?
Where you right now? Keeping my faith, it hasn't been that simple. A lot of demons scheming on a nigga mental. I pray and I still don't. I'll be like, where you?
All right, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beneath the Surface. I'm yours truly, Rick. We're here with Cam the Artisan.
Thank you for saying my name right. Thank you. Not a lot of people say my name right.
Oh, man. How you doing, man? You got here safe, all that good stuff?
Yeah, everything. The ride was smooth. It was actually quicker to get here than I thought it would be. It was only like 20 minutes. So.
Yeah, see, the thing about this is a lot of people be like, bro, you stay far. And I'm like, do I really stay that far? Like,
well, I came from work. So I work at Cumberland. So like if I would have left from my house, then it would have been far because I actually stay in College Park.
Oh, snap.
So that would have probably been like a 40, 50-minute drive.
Yeah, well, good thing you have to do that. But yeah, I'm glad you came out here, man. I definitely wanted to get you on Beneath the Surface because you are a young man that is really making a way for yourself. And I hear it in your music. We're gonna get to your music, all that good stuff. And I was just like, yeah, because I don't have everybody on here. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely glad that you were able to come through and all that.
Yeah, of course, man.
I wanted to start off by congratulating you on your Sprite campaign.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, man. That was really exciting to see for you. Tell me how that came about when you got the news, how you felt, all that.
So yeah, they emailed me and like I guess there was like an initial round or whatever, and then the initial round they were just basically asking like why I feel like I would be a good candidate for their campaign. And so, I came up with my little Caucasian answer, like, well, I feel like this because I strongly believe. And so I emailed them back. They hit me back. They were just saying, yeah, we're gonna end up putting everything on the 11th, which is this past Sunday. Just send us a video. They sent me like a document to like sign or whatever. It was a lot. Like I wasn't expecting it. Like it was just, for me, it was kind of refreshing because like knowing that like people are like looking at what I'm doing, especially because like a lot of times I'll just feel like I'm not doing enough. Right. Or for like people at Sprite to like see what I'm doing and for them to reach out, like that's crazy. So once they hit me and I hit them back, like they got all the details from me and then it just went from there, and then the video posted on Sunday. I was just like, oh wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they also put you on the playlist, right?
Yeah, they did, the Sprite Way playlist.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I mean, they kind of got me a little low, but I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
That's crazy, man. Because I was like, I feel like once you start, I feel like you should always have like that self-validation that, I'm out here, I'm doing it, and, kind of pat yourself on the back.
Right.
But it definitely feels good like when you start getting acknowledged from other people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, you're from East Atlanta, right?
Originally I am, yes. I didn't grow up, too long over there. I left from over there when I was 5. Okay. So like I really don't even like telling people I'm from the East Side because like, well, what high school you went to? Like, I ain't see you around. Like, well, yeah, because I left when I was a kid, but that is where I'm actually from. Like, I was there long enough to at least say that I'm from that area. So after that, once I turned 6, me and my family, we moved to Grand Prairie, Texas. We was out there for 4 years, and then we moved back to the West Side, like Austell, Cobb County area.
Yeah.
And then after I graduated from high school in 2015, we moved to College Park, where we're at now.
Okay.
So we did a little moving around.
All right, what high school did you graduate from?
I went to McEachern actually in Powder Springs.
Snap.
Yeah.
I feel like I know people from there. I went to Walton, so if you know where that is.
I've heard of Walton.
Our rival school was Wheeler.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Lord, how was high school for you?
It was a challenge, honestly. Like I honestly feel like high school molded me into like the artist that I am today. Because I had two options. My options were to either go to Pebblebrook or to go to McEachern. And the majority of my friends were going to McEachern. So I was just like, I'm not trying to go to Pebblebrook. Like that's just not the way for me.
Yeah.
And that's not when I first started rapping, but that's when I like took it serious because I had other people that actually wanted to rap as well. So like I was kind of nervous to do it growing up because I was just like, I'm the only person doing it. Like, what's the point? But then when I was around other people that did it, it kind of like put me in the mindset of just like, oh, okay, well like I have other people that like support me and like that do the same thing that I do. So like, yeah, let's run it. And I mean, I wasn't the coolest kid in high school, but like, I can kind of see now that like where I'm at in my career now, like a lot of people that I did graduate with, or people that I did go to high school with, like they're kind of like on the wave now. They're like, oh, I remember seeing you around, like da 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 da. Like I didn't know you made music. Like it pretty much happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, Laura, high school. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like high school. It was like, I felt like a bunch of people wanted to be something that they weren't.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's like, but yeah, so now I look back at everybody like, and it's crazy because now recently a lot of people from high school been popping up.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Like randomly.
And I've been like, I really don't know you like that no more. And since high school, like.
Right.
I graduated 2014.
Okay. So you, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time frame. So yeah. So you have a musical family, right? Your family.
Yeah.
Your dad was in church.
Yeah. So my dad plays, to this day, he plays keyboard for churches like around Atlanta. My mom sings in the choir at our church, Word of Faith in Austell. My sister is a music artist. She signed to Wonderland, which is Janelle Monáe's label.
That's who I'm missing too.
Yeah.
I'm missing her up there. I have one of her albums, but
yeah, they're about to release something soon, so you could probably get that one.
That's what's up.
Who else? I have a cousin in Texas. He was in like a gospel singing group like back in the day, like in the 80s. Literally all of my aunts like sing in the choir, like on my mom's side. I don't really know too much on my dad's side. My dad tells me that my grandfather like could sing really well. So like, it's like you have a musical side on this side and you have a musical side on this side, and it just like came together, and it was just instilled into me.
So growing up, I'm assuming that music was always very important in your house.
Always. Like there's not a day. I can't think of a day where I haven't listened to music. Like whether it be like my parents playing it in the house, or like my mom just singing, or my dad singing, or my sister's in her room playing like guitar or something. Like it's always like, for the past 21 years, it's always been that. And like I pride my parents too, because they always play like, I feel like really good soulful music. And I feel like that's kind of like what molded me into like the kind of music that I make now, because it's like I feel like my music is very soulful, and like it hits the soul, hits the heart.
Yeah,
definitely.
What were some of the music that you would hear in your household when you were growing up?
Oh my God, Michael Jackson, Prince, The Barge, Temptations. My dad would play my dad would play Ludacris every now and then. Let me see. My sister was a huge Amy Winehouse fan.
Oh man.
Huge Amy Winehouse fan.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of just like old school like classics. Like,
I like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because a lot of people say I got an old soul.
Yeah,
Because
same.
I like new stuff, but I definitely like my 80s.
Right.
A little bit of 70s, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I just feel like it was more meaningful, you know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
it wasn't singing about just random stuff. Like they was always singing about something that they were passionate about.
Right.
And that stuck with you longer than, you know, cars and all that.
Jewelry and like, cause honestly, like even like the very first rapper that I started listening to, like Eminem, like he wasn't even like rapping about stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like also why I feel like that's kind of like not my niche to like rap about cars, women, clothes. Cause that's just like, for one, I didn't grow up on that kind of music, and two, like those things really don't like, they don't shape who I am as a person. Like I'm my own person. Like they don't motivate me to make music. If I can say that, like it's a lot of people that I know, like things like that, it motivates them to make music, and I mean I understand why, but it's just not like that for me.
Yeah. Now you said your older sister is in music too. She's in a group, right?
Yep, Saint Beauty.
Saint Beauty.
Yep.
What have you learned from her? Have you learned anything about, you know, creating music and things like that?
On the creative side, no, because I feel like when you're trying to create something, it should always like be your own. It should just be like your own like way of doing it. Like I feel like there's no like blueprint to create.
Right.
Like I feel like everybody has their own like way they could do things. But for her, she taught me a lot about like on the business aspect.
Okay.
And just like making sure that like she really like gives me a lot of game and pointers on just like industry and like how like labels work and how like different what am I trying to say? Just
politics
different
and stuff?
Yeah, like the politics of the music industry. Like she runs a lot of game on that, like to me, and like honestly I appreciate it, because like we'll just be having a random conversation about like, I don't know, like food, and then she'll just be like, yeah, well, like this reminds me of this one time I was with da-da-da, and like, so like it's kind of like a habit for her at this point, because I guess she sees that I'm doing well, and she just wants to make sure like I succeed.
Yeah,
definitely.
I definitely feel like that's more important. I mean, the music aspect is important too, but that's your passion. Like you're always gonna have a drive for that.
Definitely.
But a lot of people, especially artists, neglect the business side and where the money's coming from, where the money's going.
Right.
And a lot of artists, I feel like definitely should teach a class on the business side, because a lot of these artists, they getting played by labels and things like that. So that's what's up that you're.
I hate to see it, but
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. All right, so you graduate high school and you release your first single, Swim. Take me back to that time when you released that single. What was your mindset? What was going on in your life?
Wow.
During that time?
Yeah, you dug deep on that one. So Swim is funny because like I've actually been making music since my freshman year, but I didn't really release because I was in two different groups throughout high school. The first group was like called OSMG, Outer Space Music Group, and then the second group I was in was called the Suburbians. And long story short, I just wanted to drop a project, and like when I first created Swim, like I was just like, I want this to be the song that like, I don't even want this to be a single, I want this to be the song in the middle of the project that like people are like, yo, that's like, why is this not a single, but it's the best song on the project. That was the plan for it, but once I graduated and everything, like I kind of got in a place where I was just like, okay, like it's kind of crunch time, like I need to do something. So I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna just drop Swim. This is probably like my favorite song out of all the other songs that I've made so far. Swim is actually, a fun fact about Swim, I actually recorded that entire thing. I had like strep throat or something like that. What? I had strep throat when I recorded, cause like that's how bad I wanted to record it.
That's crazy.
That's how bad I wanted to record it.
That's crazy. I had strep throat once. That shit was Why'd you take me back, bro? That was horrible. Cause I remember I could not swallow.
No, I couldn't.
And I just kept having this.
It's a terrible feeling.
It was really bad.
But like, it was the reason why I did it was because that was literally like the only time I had the entire house to myself. Like this is before like my sister knew that I was like really like making music for real. So I was just like, I really don't want nobody to know like I'm trying to like be a rapper or whatever. Cause like when you grow up in like a churchy like upbringing, like that's kind of not the way.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, nobody's home. I have like 25, 30 minutes to record this song. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm sick, but I don't care. That's how Swim came about.
That's dope. That's strep throat, bro.
Strep throat. Yeah. I remember it vividly.
That's crazy, man. All right. Now, Bliss.
Man.
Bliss. I wanted to start off by saying, one, Bliss is a very interesting song because there's a lot of meaning to it.
Yeah.
And for this to be your song, your first of many that has surpassed 1 million streams on Spotify.
Yeah.
You know, a lot. I know that is like something that artists could only dream to have.
All right.
Let's talk. We're gonna talk about that itself, and then we're gonna go to the actual record. How did that accolade feel for you?
I mean, it was breathtaking. Honestly, like I'm pretty sure you saw my Instagram the day that I like posted it. Like I was just I was happy because like I know a lot of artists that are signed to labels. I know a lot of people that like have label pushes, but they don't even have songs over 1 million.
Yeah.
So it's like for me to be an independent artist, for me to have like a semi-small fan base, and for like the record to shoot like that. I mean, of course, like it took like a year and some change.
Yeah.
But like even then, like the fact that it even happened, like not a lot of people. Like I know people that have been making music longer than me. A lot of people that are a lot older than me that are making music and they haven't even hit 1 million streams like on one of their songs.
Yeah.
So I was just like, bro, like, well, like I didn't even know what to do. Like it's kind of like when you get your first car. It's kind of like for whoever's married, like once you get married, it's like a feeling that you just can't explain. And I kind of like broke down in tears a little bit because at first I didn't even want to drop the song. Like
really?
I did not want to drop that song. And the reason why was because I felt like it was just too personal. Like I felt like I was kind of talking to myself when I wrote it.
Yeah.
But I mean, thankfully I have friends that push me like way harder than like they need to push me sometimes. But I appreciate them because like now I've hit an accolade that a lot of other people have not hit yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I'm just really proud of myself, honestly.
And for a song like that, like a lot of songs that, you know, Catch Waves is one of them, Tatiana, something like just, it's a good record, but it ain't got no meaning to it.
It's not gonna stick. In the long run.
Yeah. And you said it took over a year. Like music is forever, man.
Yeah,
like,
definitely
shouldn't be discouraged on how long it take a song to pop because the song is gonna last longer than we will.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now that we got that good achievement, tell me about the actual record. How did the actual record come about?
So I wrote. It took me 3 months to write the song, and I just kind of felt like I need to write something that's a lot more personal. Because at that time, like I had Swim out. I had a little 3-song EP I had out at the time. Then I had Vibe Out Lady out.
Yeah.
So I was just like, maybe I need to do something a little more personal. It took me 3 months to write it, but I knew what the concept was for it. And once I heard the beat, like I kind of knew like what direction I wanted to go with it.
Okay.
Honestly, like I had the initial melody in my head. It was kind of swirling around like way before I even like made the song. But once I heard the beat, like, and it fit, I was just like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen. That's how I'm gonna do it. So I did the melody, finished up the bridges and everything in the verse, and I just kept playing it over and over because I was just like, bro, I don't think people are gonna like this song. Like, this song is not, like, it's just something about the song that's just not sticking with me right now. So I played it for a couple friends, and they were just like, bro, like, mind you, like, I had this one friend, shout out to Chris. Shout out Chris, what's up? I didn't even have the song finished. I just played him the beat. He was just like, bro, that's a hit. Like, off rip. He just said, bro, that's a hit. And at the time I was in college, I went to Atlanta Art Institute. And I was playing it like in class because we were waiting on the teacher to get finished like doing something. Okay. And then the teacher heard it, he was like, but that's a nice beat, bro. Like, what are you gonna do with that? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna probably do a song to it or something. And like, mind you, like, the school that I went to, like, it's a lot of like audio and just like musical higher ups that like teach there. Yeah. So like, my teacher was just like, yo, like, I mean, bro, like, if you want me to mix and master it for you, like, I'll do it for you, no charge. Like, mind you, like, he makes a ton of money, like, mixing and mastering for like big artists, like, on the daily. I'm just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, you don't have to do that. Like, he was just like, no, like, this, like, I can definitely like see something like major with this song. So I was like, all right, screw it. So I was just like, but that's not telling me nothing, cause like, it was just the beat playing. Yeah. Then once I finished up the verses, played it for my other friends. Shout out to Desmond and Deshaun. They were just like, bro, like, this is the one, bro. Like, they was like, Vibe Out Lady is fire, like, Swim is fire, but this is like beyond fire, bro. And cause they joke a lot, like they just be joking all the time. So I was like, bro, y'all not serious, bro. Yeah. Like, y'all, what are y'all talking about? Yeah. So I just kept playing it over and over. I kept playing it for people, and like, they just kept saying the same thing, like, dude, this is like the one. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna do a video for it, and I'm gonna just go from there. Right. Just go from there. So I shot the video. The very first day that I dropped the song, it was funny because like, it wasn't even on streaming platforms the first day it came out. I just had the video out because I guess it was like a miscommunication with like the distributor or whatever. So it ended up not being on streaming platforms until the day after, like, I quote unquote officially released it. But I feel like that helped the song even more because like, it forced people to watch the video. Yeah. And
who directed the video?
Shout out to my boy Wolf in Powder Springs.
What's up, Wolf?
Wolf shot the Bliss video, and he also shot the cover for Hues as well.
Okay, yeah.
So Wolf is dope. Yeah, he's definitely dope. But yeah, like, it forced everybody to watch the video, and I feel like for everybody that did watch the video, they kind of like got it. Yeah. And I feel like that's what pushed the song a lot. Yeah, yeah. At least in Atlanta. Yeah. And then once it gained a little bit of attraction in Atlanta, and I just started like doing a bunch of shows and performing the song or whatever, like, just out of nowhere, like, that's when like the numbers just started running up. Like, cause it got added to like a bunch of different like Spotify playlists, like, without me like having to sign up for anything. It's like, normally you gotta like know a plug for stuff like that. Yeah. But just like by the grace of God, like, it was on like a whole bunch of like different, like Spotify made Spotify playlists too, like, not just like, you know, regular people, like, these were Spotify curated playlists. And I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. I don't know if this is like a mishap or something. And then once it hit that first 100,000, I was just like, yeah, this probably gonna kick a little bit. So I did like some Instagram promotions for it. Did it like overseas, LA, New York, and then it like kind of popped again. It popped and then it popped again. And then all of a sudden I'm getting like a bunch of followers from all over the country, all over like the world. Like, dude, this song is amazing. Like, I was literally like, people are telling me like that they were like in the process of like killing themselves and like they heard the song for the first time and like they just like snapped out of it. Like, it was like, to this day, bro, like I really don't even understand like how it hit people like the way that it did. But I mean, I'm just grateful. I'm thankful, honestly.
That's like every artist's dream. For real.
Definitely.
When music can hit that hard,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But yeah, so now we are at Hues, your debut project.
Yes. Very first project.
Before we actually get into the music, talk about the production. Who'd you work with? And yeah.
So most of the production is by this producer that I know named Donato Beats. So shout out to Donato. Donato impresses me every time once I hear a beat from him, because he has the production that I fiend for. I would use that term. It's just like, it's a certain way that I like my drums to hit, cause I play drums. So like, I kind of know how like certain beat patterns work with certain sounds. So it's just like, he just knows how to do it like consistently. So he produced Intro Hurt, Where You At, Selly, False Love, and he produced Vibe Out Lady. He produced those 5. And then shout out to Tanye. He was featured on 3 of the songs on the project. Tanye produced the Mary Jane remix, and he produced Saturdays.
Which is sadder days. I was like, what?
Right, but no, like I definitely wanted to do that because one, I felt like it was different. I felt like nobody like did anything like that. At least I haven't found anyone that did anything like that. And like, it made sense though. When I wrote it, like I wanted to make the entire song a metaphor, so that's why I named it that way. Who else? Shout out to Ricardo Lopez, he made Stress. Shout out to Amani, he made Bliss. Shout out to Jabari on the beat, he made Hues. Am I missing anything? I feel like I am. Shout out to Suave for making Worth It, man. That's one of my rapper homies. He just got signed to Metro Boomin. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
Now to the feature, shout out to Tanya again for snapping on every feature. Shout out to Ziamara for the Bliss feature. Shout out to Aji on the Selly feature. I think that's it. Yeah, I only had like 3 features on the project.
Yeah. You seem like an artist where you would be very particular of who hops on your project.
Yeah.
I could see you doing like a full project with no features. It just seemed like something you would do.
Yeah, I mean, cause like for me, like I know what I want to do before I like finish it. Yeah. So it's like, I don't need somebody else's, like, depending on the song, like I wouldn't need another verse from somebody else if I'm like saying everything that I wanted to say on my song. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you can accent the song in a way and like help it like go from a 5 to a 10, then like definitely let's do it. But more or less, like I know what I want to do with like my music, and like I'm just really picky on like who I work with, honestly. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like you gotta be. All right, so as far as like Hues as a body of work, throughout the project, you have different voicemails and a lot of people congratulating you, showing you love and checking up on you.
All in all, like, yeah, that's kind of how like it was like in my life. Like when it went from, hey, just checking on you, making sure you're good, to like, okay, I'm worried about you, like what's going on.
Yeah.
Cause there's been a lot of things that's just been going on in my life to where like I'll pop out and then like people won't see me for like months, and then I don't like text nobody back, and I don't like call anyone, and people are just like, they just get worried. So I felt like that was something that I wanted to add to the project because I felt like it was important. Cause like I'm giving y'all like how I'm feeling, but it's like the emotional side of it in regards to like how other people were feeling when I was feeling like this. I felt like that kind of like added more depth to the project.
Yeah. So why do you think you do that?
What exactly?
Detach yourself from.
I'm not sure. Like, I just feel like, for one, like, I really feel like people don't really care, like, that I go through certain things, or like just certain things like pop up in my life. So it's like, what's the point of like talking to anyone about it? Like, I just like disappear, and like, I'm not the kind of person that's like funny with people. So it's like, if I'm not like feeling good, or if I don't like feel like talking to anyone, like, I'm not gonna like head to the party and then try to like drink it away, or like smoke it away, or like party it off. Like, it's like, nah, like, it's not gonna happen like that. I'm just not that kind of person where I could just like fake it. And even just like, if I am feeling down and like people are like, oh, like cheer up, da 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 da, it's like, I can't. Like, this is how I feel. Yeah. Like, you can't make me feel a way that I don't feel. So I was just like, that's why I just detached myself, and I just like didn't go out for a while, because it's like, what's the point? Like, I need to work on what I got going on before I can just like go out and have fun or whatever.
Right. Man, that was a lot.
I mean, it's real.
It's real though, yeah, because, yeah, it's definitely real, because not everybody can put on like a face, and
yeah, definitely.
You gotta respect people that are, their true emotions will show.
Right.
You know, you never have to question whether they're feeling a certain way. A lot of people say, I'm good, when
they're really not.
When they're really not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You have a track on Hues called False Love. Now, I was listening to that, and that record was connecting with me, because now that I've started this Beneath the Surface, so many people have been coming up to me talking about, you know, how they support me, and how they're gonna watch, and how they're gonna share, and how all this. Yeah. But yet, you know, I've been doing YouTube for like 3 years. You know, and it seems like I'm just now starting out. Like, I've been doing this, you know what I mean? Definitely. And when it comes time for them to like show and all that, like, it's nothing. Yeah. How do you know when support from people is genuine, or if they just doing it?
It just depends. Like, it depends on like what goes on like around it. So like, say for example, say if I dropped Hues yesterday, and no, take that back. Say if I dropped Hues Saturday, and then the Sprite thing came out on Sunday. Like, so normally like the people that really like support, they would like repost it that Saturday that the project came out. But then like other people wouldn't repost it until like after that Sunday. So today is what, Tuesday? So they probably wouldn't post it until today, because they saw the Sprite video on Sunday. So it's like, I can kind of decipher that. It's just like, well, you were on Instagram when I dropped the project, because I remember, because you made a post like about something on your page that same day. So you saw it. Plus we have a lot of mutual friends. Yeah. So like, you definitely would have saw it. But I feel like at that point they're just like, oh, I'll just repost it because like, I want to see how he got the Sprite campaign, or I want to see how like I can get put on the next project, or just something like that. Right. I can kind of tell, but like when I made the song, it wasn't even about that aspect. It was more so just like how I was saying earlier, how like now that I'm like at a point where I'm at now in my career, like there are a lot of people that I went to high school with that's just like popping up like out of nowhere. I had somebody like DM me the other day Like when I was in math class, like bro would just try to like flame on me like all the time. Like, and I didn't even know bro like that.
Right.
Like I had no beef with him. Like I didn't know him. But it's just like, why are you trying to like crack jokes? I guess because like your friends are on the other side and you're sitting with all of them, so you're just trying to make them laugh or something. Right. And so like bro hit me, like he DM'd me. He was just like, yo bro, like where do you record at? Like I want to know, like, cause your production is A1, da 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 da. It's like, bro, I remember like what you did in high school, bro. Like I haven't responded to him. I probably would never respond to him. But it's like little stuff like that. Like I could pick up on really easily. Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. Lord. The stuff that you go through, like, because especially going back to high school, like everybody's high school is its own like little world.
Yeah, definitely.
And people in high school don't realize that once you leave, even your best bud,
yeah, gone.
You know,
switch on you,
or will move across country or something like that. Yeah. Now you by yourself. And that's when you realize you by yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah, you have a record, the title track, right?
Hues.
Yes. I'm gonna say a lyric, and I want you to elaborate on it. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a rapper. All right, it says, I've been dealing with different Langston hues. It seems the primary color of my point of view has been mostly blues. That's depression. Sadness has mainly been a reflection of my character since an adolescent. What put you in that state?
First and foremost, I do want to say that is my favorite line on that entire song. And it's funny because I literally, like the spoken word part of the song, like I literally wrote that in like a minute. Like I was literally like in the studio, I recorded the first verse, but I was just like, oh, I didn't finish the spoken word part. So I was like, hold on, let me finish this. And I literally like finished it in like a minute. But the I've been dealing with different Langston Hues part, of course, that's the play on words with his name. It's a play on words on his name.
Yeah, that was fire.
Appreciate it. Also, it seems the primary color of my point of view has been mostly blue. That's another play on words because, you know, blue is a primary color in the color. But no, so like when I made the project, like my whole goal was to like have a color represent like an emotion. And so like blue was like the emotion for sadness. Right. So like if you could like go back through the track list and you can, I didn't really give any like specifics, but like for me, I know. So like, of course, Bliss would be yellow. Like, because like the color yellow signifies happiness most of the time, but that's something that I lack. Right. Blue is for sadness, red is for anger. And obviously like the cover of the album is red and blue because I've been dealing with mostly sadness and anger. So that's kind of why I like try to put the two together. But at least for me, like growing up, I always felt like I could have been happier growing up. And not saying that like my living situation or just like anything of that nature had anything to do with it. I just felt like overall, like as a child, like I just wasn't satisfied with a lot of things because I feel like even as a child, I knew what I wanted to like, I know what kind of impact I want to have on the world. So it's just like, of course you want to like do impactful things as a kid, but you can't because you're a kid. Right. It's just like you want to like help your parents with like rent, or you want to, you know, buy something nice for your mom for Christmas, but you can't because like you ain't got no money. You don't have no money. Like you're a kid. Yep. So that's kind of like how I've been feeling, like growing up, and I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people don't really. They don't understand what they have until like it's gone. Like, and I think about it all the time. Like I could I could not have a home. I could not, you know, have any functioning limbs. I could not do this or do that. Like, and I forget to be grateful a lot of times because like I have to realize like God has given me a gift to where like I can change like all of that. Like once I get to a certain point. Mm-hmm. And I feel like once I wrote that line, it was kind of like a reflection on me. Just knowing that like, bro, like you've done so much in like 3 years. Cause I really like, I don't like to say I took music seriously 3 years ago. I like to say that I started understanding what I was doing as an artist 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like I've done so much within the past 3 years that a lot of people haven't done in, you know, 5, 6, or 7. So it's kind of like overwhelming to think of the fact that, yo, like you think you can do better, but you've done a lot already. So like that's kind of what that line means to me.
Okay. All right. That's what's up, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, Cam, how does your music go beneath the surface?
In terms of what exactly?
In terms of how is it not just a regular song? Like what separates your song from any other song in that Sprite playlist?
I feel like I feel music. Like I don't make music just because like I have to feel something in order for me to like start a song or finish a song. Like each song on that project, I kind of had a feeling about something, or like even just hearing the beat, like I felt something enough to where like this is what I want the song to be about. This is how I want to like go about, you know, writing the song, and this is how I want the song to feel for other people. Like it's all about feeling for me. And I feel like that's kind of why like Hues resonates with a lot of people as well, because like the project came out of just like pure like feeling. Like it didn't come because I was just like, oh, I'm gonna just make a bunch of songs and I'm going to just put them out and see what happens. Like I'm a very conceptual person, so like I wanted to make sure like I had a concept down, and I wanted to make sure that like everything like lined up how it should before I released this project.
Right.
I never want to make a project with just a bunch of random songs that I had like stashed somewhere and then just call it a project. So I don't know, that's how I feel. That's what I feel.
Okay. Now, I would normally, you know, ask an artist, you know, when are they coming out with new music? What's the next music we're gonna hear from you? But when I listen to Hues, it was definitely a body of work that I feel like you should push.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Like I know like music is something that you can always create,
right,
but I definitely would want you to like push Hues as far as it can go. Right. I know you're about to come out with another visual.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I just definitely want as many people to get a hold of this project.
Same.
Because it's fire, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
If anybody wanted to listen to your music, where could they find it?
You can find me on any social media platform, any streaming platform at Cam the Artisan. That's CAMTHEARTISAN.
All right. And where can they follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, the same handle, Cam the Artisan, at Cam the Artisan.
All right. Say less. Thank you, Cam.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Like, for real.
No problem, bro. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, y'all definitely make sure y'all go stream his music. Definitely make sure y'all follow, all that good stuff. I am Rick. This is Cam. You just watched Beneath the Surface, and we'll see you next time. Hey!
Oh, I appreciate that.
No problem, man.